占いのおかげです。
Alright guys, so let's just take a look at the stats and the builds and just a few points to discuss about Isla and the Dark Team in general. So first off, our artifacts are 8-piece set, all of them. Most important thing for the WOBL hard mode is to get enough total power, at least equal or just slightly lower than the recommended total power. A little bit more below that is gonna be difficult to finish, especially if you don't have the necessary advancements, the perfect blessings. Just try to get as much total power as you can. There are so many total power sources right now. Armory, get those up. The remnants, level them up if you already have the mats. So now moving on to the next point, I have cleared that twice using A3 Isla. But remember, my Charlotte is well built and high advancement, my Harper as well. I'm not sure if it's gonna be viable at lower advancements, but I think it is, as long as you have the right blessings, the perfect blessings from the side stages if you farm those. And next, for Isla's build and the minimum advancement that you need here, I would recommend going for at least A3. This is where the RNG, the entire RNG is gonna be removed, so that would help a lot to secure the damage, the shield, as well as the critical hit rate and critical hit damage. Always has to be up in those kinds of situations to maximize your damage output. Once you use your core attack, you're gonna get the 3 of them. If you don't have A3, then it's gonna be random. That would suck. That's gonna work as well, the A3 for the support skill, where you're gonna get all of this. So support to Jinwoo, Isla is gonna be pretty decent in that regard. So next point, the build. Of course, Isla skills off of defense. We're using blessing set for the total power, but of course there are situational gears that we can use in other game content. For the ult, it's pretty straightforward. If you use Q, it will cast the world. If you use the first skill, it will cast the world, which is gonna regen. If you use E and before casting your ult, you're gonna cast death to improve your damage, which is the one that we always want to have. So her ult increases the damage increase stat of the entire team equal to 6% of Isla Right's damage increase stats. So I haven't tested this, but we already have quite similar mechanics here in other units. So I'll just trust that the devs did not mistranslate this, and I'll just trust that that's also how it works. So basically we have here damage increase stats. 12% of that's gonna be transferred to your teammates. That's why my build right now is mostly gonna be focused on damage increase. I have 23k right now, and I still don't have all the damage increase scores. So my goal at least is to get to at least 40k, in which case I would say it would be around 12% at A5, 12%. So 4,800 total damage increase stats provided to the team. Assuming that is how it works. I'm not sure, guys. Okay, I haven't tested it. I'm not planning to test it anymore. It's very hard to test that actually. But anyway, let's just take a look at this. For example, we have damage increase here, 20k, 29%. If we remove that, because the max damage increase from this score, for example, is 4,800 exactly. And then we lost around 5% damage increase. So at least if you're at this range, maybe you can expect 5% more damage increase. Not the most game-changing thing, but of course it's not the only buff or the effect of the ult, right? So this is damage increase stat plus increase on ultimate skill damage for Dark team. So at A5, that's gonna be 12% and then 32%. Really good. And for the Death Shepherd, I haven't tested this yet, but we're already 9 hours in. So for the Death Shepherd, I haven't tested this yet, but I believe that it will depend on the target's HP, which is the monsters, and not the units that is attacking the monsters, because that it could also mean that because of the we all know that the translations here in this game kind of sucks, right? But I think it won't make sense if it's gonna be based on the caster, because most of these units are not gonna be damaged because of the shields, because they're tanky, defense scaling, HP scaling. So I think this will work well in situations like Kaiselin. I believe it goes berserk like Vulcan, and it becomes more tanky with each phase. So this one might help as well in that regard. Now, another important thing here is to enable Harper, because Harper sucks, right? The power gauge acquisition, the ult cooldown, the damage, etc. At A1, the power gauge of your second character in the team will gain 60% when you use Death Nova. Solves Harper's problem. Power gauge acquisition, decrease the cooldown of the ultimate skill, solves Harper's problem as well. And with her weapon now, she can pretty much be able to always have this buff on the team. And another thing is that the tower will be increased, the duration will be increased to 16 seconds, which is gonna be enough to rotate on both Harper and Charlotte and be able to do all the combo. Let me just show you the stats real quick, just so you're gonna have like a benchmark or basis. So here's my Isla stats. There you go. Defense plus damage increase. And then Harper is at 45k HP. And I made a mistake. I put the wrong gear again. Crit damage and defense penetration damage increase. There you go. Grid set and the cores are still just the temporary ones. And for my Charlotte, she's now 27.4k at really good stats already. Crit rate, crit damage, defense penetration, and damage increase is quite high as well, because she's using my max level core with damage increase. So skill levels 10 here, important, 10 here, most important, and curse set, and here are the cores. So for the shadows, I haven't tested Kaisel yet. Maybe I'll just wait for other creators to cover that. Just to be on the safe side, because this one will also increase the ult skill damage. But the problem is that it might be additive to all the other ult skill damage increase that we already have. So in that case, if it's additive, then we might experience diminishing returns. So for the meantime, I just use tank for the defense increase on Charlotte's damage and Isla. And for the blessings, let me just show you real quick. Crit damage 12-18 to 30% here, 4% and 5.5% basic attack. By the way, this basic attack, according to some people who are playing in the game in other language, according to them, this is basic skill damage, not the basic or the normal attack, because the basic and the normal attack is the one with the core attack damage, which has a high percentage. So this one, I think, is like similar to the Big Rock Shadow. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and if you have questions, if you have comments and suggestions, please do let me know in the comment section. Thanks so much, and see you on the next one.